Welcome. In front of me is a REALME C63, and today I'll be going over unboxing along with a quick look at the device and its specifications. So let's just get straight into this. There's a foil to cut through, so I'm going to quickly do that. There we go. Make it real. Okay. We got paperwork, a silicone clear case, phone, a cable, Type A to Type C, and well, that's it. Now let's get the phone out and boot it up so we can see the display. Oh, meaning like the bezels. So, before I start talking about the device, I will mention the price. So this device is apparently roughly around $100 US. I'm gonna double check that as GSM Marina, which is where I'm getting the info, primarily has been recently often not correct, and this case is also not correct. So this device costs closer to $200, including tax. So yeah, it's not the cheapest device when it comes down to what it can offer. And what it can offer is a 6.75 inch 720 by 1600 pixel resolution display, IPS LCD, 90 Hz refresh rate, and a brightness of 560 nits. All in all, it's a piss poor display for 800 PLN or $200. On top of that, it boasts 260 pixels per inch and 85% screen to body ratio with a massive chin at the bottom. Now, if we move over to the internals, we have a 5000 mAh battery that can be charged at 45 watts. That's actually pretty decent. Basically as decent as a Samsung S25 Ultra. We have starting from 4 GB up to 8 GB of RAM, powered with a Unisoc Tegra T612 processor, a 64 GB of built-in storage, and it can go up to 256 gigs of storage. It's also expandable using a micro SD card. So this has either dual SIM or SIM and SD card. And then if we flip it over to the back, we have what looks to be a dual camera setup, but don't be fooled, this is actually a single camera setup. And the single camera here is a 50 megapixel f1.8 aperture wide sensor that does 1080p at 30 frames. And then as a selfie, we got an 8 megapixel 720p 30 frame camera. All in all, it's a piss poor device. It's basically what you could consider budget, but for about closer to $200 price tag, or about 170 euros. This device is egregiously expensive for what it actually offers. And the reason I'm saying that is because something like the CMF Phone 2 Pro exists, and that device is only like $20 more. So it normally costs about 1000 PLN, which would be closer to $250 US or about 200 euros. But if it follows the same kind of logic as the first phone, you can easily get it for about instead of 250 for 200. So at that point, it's rivaling basically this device. But what you get is not a low-end device like this is. You actually get something that is very close to rivaling a flagship devices, the top-end devices. The only thing that it kind of skims out on is build quality, and all in all, the specifications of the device aren't as high as they are for flagships. Obviously, it's not going to be packing a Snapdragon 8 Elite in there, but it's very close to packing something that is, well, it is packing something that isn't that much worse than what you can get in the flagships. So let me quickly go over just so we can kind of have a clear, full understanding on what I'm talking about. So just do CMF, there we go, 2 Pro. So we got a triple camera setup. Let's start off with that because cameras here are absolute joke. We have dual 50 megapixel wide and telephoto and 8 megapixel ultra wide that do 4K at 30 and 1080p up to 120 frames, and 16 megapixel selfie. So it's already an improvement over this that is like for nearly the same price, paying a little bit more, you will get a much better camera experience. But the improvements don't stop there. We got 5000 mAh battery and 33 watts charging. That's about the same, charging a little bit slower, but all in all, it's close enough. We have a same display size, but we have a better screen to body ratio, so smaller bezels, and we have a 1080p resolution, and we have an AMOLED display, and we have 120 Hz refresh rate, and we have 2160 Hz pull rate, so how frequently the display updates to your finger presses, and we have HDR10 Plus certification, and we have a peak brightness of 3000 nits. So the display right here again is another thing that just alone, just that would be worth way more, but we already got improvements in camera, and this is basically a freebie that you get. Furthermore, we have more RAM and storage about the same. More RAM is always good. And yeah, that's about everything that there is worth to mention for the device. So much better display. We're talking about like stupidly better display. It's something that you basically get in flagships. This is a flagship grade display that you would get on a CMF phone. This here is what you get for a budget phone, which this is. Both of them are, like I'm mentioning. And other than that, the processor, last thing that I didn't mention, is the Dimensity 7300 Pro, which again is going to be stupidly better processor than what we have right here. And again, almost no extra price, and you get much faster device. So this one automatically out of the box is just kind of dead to me. It offers literally nothing that would be worth this money. For 850 PLN that this sells for, it's an absolute stinker here. So anyway, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.